Hello and welcome to Boarding Pass. Boarding Pass, if you don't know, is a wakefoiling school located in Middle Tennessee. Our goal is to share our knowledge of wakefoiling with you, show you some drills to improve your skills, lectures about safety, because we've had our share of close calls and you need to know how to avoid them. Offer some equipment comparisons to help you determine what gear might be best for you. Share the most fun and entertaining aspects of wakefoiling. This is the first video in a series of in-depth instructions aimed at helping you perform intermediate level foil tricks. Today's topics, the finer points of the fishhook, also known as the fish ladder, is a move where the rider pumps out to the side of the boat and then rejoins the boat at a wake that was previously behind them. I believe the name comes from the pattern that is drawn in the water having the shape of a fishhook, but you'd have to ask the Half-Life guys out in Washington as they named it. If you've not already had a chance to do so, at some point you should check out their YouTube channel where they have a video summarizing the fishhook and a few other intermediate moves. You may be asking yourself, why should I learn the fishhook? Well, this move is probably the most popular way to transfer from the first to the second wake. It also typically serves as the first step for a rider to show their competence as a pumper and, in my opinion, is the gateway from being a beginner rider to becoming an intermediate rider. Just a quick note about pumping. If you've not learned to pump, this move is not for you. We'll do a later video with tips and drills to build up your pumping skills to the level required here. Also, please excuse the pumping in this video. Some of the clips are from when I was first learning this, and the rest are my first attempt at foiling while shooting drone footage. The pumping wasn't my first priority. Subscribe for a breakdown of why this is terrible pumping in the future. So you're ready to do your first fish hook, or you want to land fish hooks more consistently. Here are the steps. Step one is to check for traffic. Boaters are not accustomed to seeing someone radically depart from the wake of another boat under their own power. Also, if you leave the boat heel side, your back will be towards whatever traffic's coming from behind you. The boat is only going 10 to 12 miles an hour. You'll have zero forward progress, so the rate of closure can be pretty quick. If you're right foot forward, you're the burdened or give way vessel if you're on a collision course with the boat behind you, and if you're left foot forward, you are the burdened or give way vessel for an oncoming vessel. You will want to pump away perpendicular to the boat. Leaving as close to 90 degrees each time will make this move easier, and always leaving it the same direction will make it more predictable. Nearly all riders will depart the wake at 45 or even 30 degrees from the boat and think they are perpendicular. The best way to overcome this is to pick a spot that will be perpendicular to the boat at the time of departure. Something further in the distance is usually better, since it will be closer to perpendicular for longer. When you depart the wake, you can pump in the direction of the object you picked to quickly orient yourself. Side note, timing your departure for when the target is perpendicular is good skill building for timing your future departures to join other boats' wakes.
Gaining speed before departing the wake will make this easier. Even on a medium aspect foil, you will likely lose some speed in the turn. If nothing else, the speed will allow you to glide for a second after departing the wake, which will give you some time to orient yourself correctly. My techniques for gaining speed all require some runway, so start by working your way back to the bubble line. Here, I give a quick safety check, pick a target, then a couple of pumps helps get the speed up. Pumping a little bit is also a nice warm-up that will prime your body for the flat water pumping it will be doing. Optionally here, you can do a transfer. This is also a skill you should consider learning before learning the fishhook. That's easy for me to say riding behind a ski boat, but depending on the wake behind your boat, this is good to learn. As it pertains to the fishhook, the transfer will help you gain extra speed from the boost off the prop wash and riding out the backside of the wake. It will also help you get oriented more perpendicular to the boat. Now that you've departed the wake, the next step is to basically kill some time by flat water pumping while you wait for the wake you want to catch up to you. One fundamental for flat water tricks is to always count your pumps. Get in the habit of any time you are pumping, you should be counting. This will become second nature pretty quick. It won't always be 8 pumps out, start your turn, 6 pumps back, because of the different environmental conditions, such as which boat you're behind what speed you're traveling at, which foil you're using, the wind, the departure angle, the departure speed, and so forth. But counting will always help you orient your location, and soon you will have a sense for reading the conditions and knowing when to turn. While pumping away from the boat, you'll want to focus on the perpendicular target that you picked in the prior step. There's a phrase, head up, stay up, look down, go down. This applies here because keeping your eyes on the target will keep your head up and will keep you up and pumping. Let's talk about sight picture for a minute. This is borrowed from aviation and is useful in foiling. Pilots use this in landing the same way you subconsciously do when judging the altitude of the foil. Pilots also use this to know when to turn base when landing, and you are going to use this to judge the turn back to the boat. When, based on your pump count and the conditions, you feel ready to turn back towards the boat, change your focus from the perpendicular target to the boat. Look quickly between the boat and the wake you want. The distance that your eye or head moves is the number of degrees between the boat and the wake. You're not trying to determine what this angle is. It's just one more reference point for your brain to log as it learns to do this well.
Just a quick side note on learning. Any reference points that we can feed our brains will help our subconscious identify where adjustments need to be made to do something well. You don't have to be conscious of these measurements. However, if you consciously add them to your technique, your mind will do the rest. Now you're ready for the turn. Your eyes should already be on the boat from setting up the sight picture in the previous step. The turn is where the rider can make corrections for too long or too short of a departure pump. As you turn, start with your eyes on the boat, steadily turning your focus towards the wake you want. This will help you bring the board around and into the right direction to rejoin the boat. When learning, the goal for rejoining the wake is to approach it from a gentle angle, since sharp turns will induce a stall on most foils. To do this, first aim to catch the wake at about the midpoint. When you're halfway back to the wake from your turn, move your focus from the wake back to the boat. You'll orient the board more in line with the direction the boat's going, producing that gentle angle we're looking for. Sadly, most fishhook falls occur when rejoining the wake, after you already did all that work. Don't get discouraged if that's you. You're one step from having it. Learning how to join wakes is a skill that will reward your future foiling. That concludes our video today. Hopefully these techniques help you develop excellent and precise fish hooks and serve as a good foundation for your future wake foiling. Now you have a boarding pass, so enjoy the ride.